Hi everybody, I am Dan Henschel. I am an intimacy therapist, and in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about what an intimacy therapist does and give you a little bit of a toolbox of intimacy therapy that you can use yourself at home on yourself and your partner. I'm not going to tell you too much, obviously, because then I'd be in the poorhouse, right? But I'm going to give you enough information to sort of make you feel like you need to come and pay me money. I'm just joking around. Sorry, I had a little bit of a coffee this morning. I don't know if you guys have ever had those drinks that they sell in the gas station that are a little like this, but I had one, and I've never had one before, so it was very interesting. But that's good. I like being sort of focused and, lasering in. So, what is intimacy therapy? Let's start there. If regular therapy is up here, intimacy therapy is down here, right? And the biggest thing that we teach, and the first thing that I say to every single client is down, up here is down here, and vice versa. It's connected, right? So, a lot in general, I get a lot of people. All right, well, let me start with how I became an intimacy therapist. So I was with someone, and they afterwards they said to me, "Oh my gosh, you are so good at this." And I was like, "Well, thanks, But then they said, "You're really good. Like you should do, I don't know, you should do a seminar or something." So I was like, "What are you talking about?" But they're doing a seminar on getting a piece of ass, But then I started to think about it, and I was like, "No, you know what? I think that could be good because we are sort of in a crisis right now in that department, especially with Gen Z being sort of so intimacy averse, right? And I have a total other theories about that. I think that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they've grown up online and they've grown up sort of severed from those connections. And they've also grown up, I am sort of a Gen Z millennial cusp. So what that means is I grew up with technology, but we didn't really know a whole lot about it. So I was able to go on the computer and look at whatever the fuck I wanted, And that causes a whole lot of damage to your brain in a very, very different way, right? I go throughout my day and then all of a sudden I remember a video that I saw once and I'm like, oh, whoa. And so that sort of thing is I think really separates my generation from the younger Gen Z generation because they sort of grew up in the age of parental controls and sort of the overcompensating of my generation once the parents started realizing that we were all looking up people getting their heads cut off and getting but anyway. So that's actually a good segue into, I think, what is one of the major problems with intimacy at large in our current society. Porn addiction. And I hope I'm allowed to say porn. I don't know if this is an educational video, so, if somebody from YouTube is watching, I'll do that. I'll do that to you if it means keeping my video up, right? I'm just gonna say it, and then you can bleep it out if you think that there's nobody standing there. I don't know why I'm acting like there's somebody standing there. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. I'm not on camera very much. So porn addiction, probably the biggest problem about porn addiction in our current society is that people think it actually exists, and it does not. Pornography is very, very normal. I think the biggest problem with porn is that people think that they should be inherently ashamed of it, And that causes a lot of self-esteem issues. And those self-esteem issues are what leads to the bedroom issues. But because of that, they think that the porn is what's leading to the bedroom issues, not that the porn is leading to the self-esteem issues, which is leading to the bedroom issues. Sort of like a little leapfrog, right? Boink, boink, boink. So I should have got a teleprompter or something. I'm really just sort of going, making it up as I go along, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. No, I do. I'm a professional. So, porn addiction, I think we've all looked at porn, right? I mean, we've all kind of looked at, I'm sure if it, what I want to do is, this is an exercise that I tell all my first-time clients to do. I want you to write down your 10 favorite videos, and bring them in a list, and for each one, try to supply a mirror, which is, 2 links basically. So if you find it on one site, try to find it on another site, because I absolutely hate when I try to click on one and then it was removed, which happens to me all the time. But I tell people, bring in 2 links for each, so that we know it's going to work, and then your next session we're going to watch all of them, the whole thing, because the idea there is that we want people to get a little bit more comfortable with the fact that they're looking at pornography, and a lot of people are very uncomfortable with all that sort of thing, because they think that we've sort of grown up in a puritanical society. So we'll do the porn thing, and then I say, all right, take your pants off. No, I don't say that in those words exactly. I say, if you are, I'm very HR with it. I'm like, okay, if you want to remove your, whatever, don't feel like you have to, or you have to get the fuck out of my office. No, I'm joking. Then we sort of do more, I like to call it physical intimacy therapy, which involves the body. And so the first thing I need clients to do is I need to understand what I'm working with here. So I will say, if you are comfortable, please disrobe. And then I'll sort of take pictures. I have a camera. I get out and I'll take pictures and video, and then I will say, all right, I want you to go home and take a video of yourself, doing what you do to make yourself happy, in a physical sense. And then we're going to also watch that together. And then that'll help me really understand. So you can tell a lot about a person by how they do that. You can say that is basically a personality test. And that gives me so much very, very valuable information about them. And then I also say, if you have, so bring that in. And then if you have a video of yourself with a partner, please bring that in also. And I will watch both of those sort of independently on my own time. And then sort of that, it's very, very helpful for me clinically. And then we'll start working on whatever the problem is after that. So, it really depends on the person, what the problem is, and I don't really feel like getting into it, but, it's interesting. I would say the most common problem that affects people is ED, and I'm not talking about that ED where you don't want to eat a Twinkie. I'm talking about the ED where you can't, get where the Twinkie is going to be upset with you because you couldn't. And premature, PE, which is premature. And then also problems with, just not, it's hard to explain. And a lot of times I have to deal, I don't even really like to use all those technical terms anyway. I think there's so much jargon these days in a lot of different fields. And so I like to just say, hey, listen, all right, I need this video to be over. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I am very exhausted. We just shot 2 videos in a row back to back, and I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. This is not even worth it. I told you I didn't want to do 2 videos. That's shit. I forgot I already told you guys that there's nobody there. Okay. I'm sorry. I gotta go. Because I'm fucking tired.